I think if there's one thing I'll never stop talking about, it's the importance of gratitude and how practicing gratitude daily has changed my mindset and the way that I view life. Like years ago, I used to be a very, I mean, I'd even say I used to be a very negative person, or like seeing the glass most days half empty rather than half full, and just not really complaining in a way, but just not having the most positive mindset and not seeing life in a positive way. That used to be for years, and maybe it's also been part of puberty and stuff like that. But I don't want to fully blame it on that. And then it's been a few years, I think, maybe 6 years ago, I started a gratitude journal, and every night, and I did it for years. Every night before I went to bed, I sat down, I pulled out my journal, and I wrote down what I'm grateful for. And now I have like 6 or 7 journals full of like things I'm grateful for, and they're at my parents' house in the attic, and I still read them every now and then, and I really like reading them sometimes and seeing what I was grateful for every day. I don't even know why I ever stopped doing that. I still write down what I'm grateful for, but not every day, because in this season of my life I don't really have time to do it every night. Even though right now talking about it, I feel like I kind of want to get back into that habit of doing it every day. I really started paying attention to like small things in life, and small things. It just made me smile, and sometimes it was just like really small things, like witnessing a sweet human interaction on public transport somewhere, or eating a good meal, or just stuff like that. Like, it doesn't have to be something big. And then there's of course things I'm grateful for every day, like friends, family, health, stuff like that. I didn't write that down every day because it's something I remind myself to be grateful for every day anyways, without writing it down every day. But like collecting things that made me smile, because before maybe something made me smile, but then because I didn't write it down, I just forget. And now collecting that and reading back on everything that makes life beautiful in a way, like especially those small things, is really, I don't know, I'd say changed my perspective on life and changed my life in general. And I think this was maybe even the biggest thing I've learned from this is, like, even on the shittiest day where everything went wrong and I was in a really bad mood and like everything seemed shitty, like even then I found at least one thing to be grateful for, even if it was just like the smallest thing. Like, I don't know, someone holding the door open for me, or having avocados on sale when I went grocery shopping, or just like really tiny things. Sometimes I wrote down one thing on a really shitty day, but there's always like at least one thing to be grateful for every day, no matter what the life circumstances look like. And I think that's the biggest outcome, because sometimes I think before, oh, this was such a shitty day, like everything's bad. But there's always one thing at least to be grateful for, and this gratitude journal really changed my life in a way, and I'm really grateful that I did that. And just practicing gratitude in general makes life, I'd say, better things started happening to me ever since I started to appreciate what I have. And maybe you want to take this video as inspiration to write something down for yourself and get out a journal or a piece of paper and a pen. And I think especially writing it down on paper makes such a difference versus just saying it in your head. Yeah, I think it's really important to actually write those things down. And I mean, you don't have to do it every day. Like, back in the day it was realistic for me because I had the time for it, but I know it's not realistic to sit down 15-20 minutes or 10, or just in the evening sit down before going to bed and write a list of things I'm grateful for. I know that's not even realistic, but like every now and then I still do it when I have the time. I journal, I pull out my journal and I write down what I'm grateful for instead, to like try to focus on those things, even though I don't do it every night. But maybe you want to take this as inspiration to write down, or maybe even in the comment section, write down what you're grateful for today, or write it down on a piece of paper for yourself. Or I could even, because I feel like I want to start writing down what I'm grateful for every night again, maybe for a week or so. I could, I don't know, maybe in YouTube Shorts for the next week, every night post my gratitude list, just as like an inspiration for maybe other people to start practicing gratitude more. I could do that, like from tomorrow on, post like for a week, write down every night before I go to bed what I'm grateful for, and I could post it in YouTube Shorts. And then you can see that, and you can also write down what you're grateful for if you want to do that. But it really changed my mind. It really changed the way that I view life. And I think I said that before, but like better things started happening once I focused on the good things, which makes sense because what you focus on becomes more. So I think life seems a lot more beautiful ever since I started practicing gratitude more, and it really changed my life. And I think that's why it's so important to practice gratitude. I'm walking home right now, and I just thought about how I also like to thank things, or like thank my body, or because I just left the beach, and I thought thank the beach for letting me allowed to stay there and to spend a beautiful afternoon. And sometimes I thank my body for working so hard to keep me healthy, and or sometimes I like to think like little things. I think I got that from Patti Smith, which is someone I look up to a lot, and she said in a podcast she also thanks a lot of things, like she thanks her toothbrush after using it. And I don't do that, but I like to thank things and places for, or like when I get off a plane, I thank the plane for getting me safely to this place, or the train, or whatever it is. And I just felt like adding that to the video.